Jamie Lee Curtis, actress Jamie Lee Curtis, you know her from the Halloween films. She was in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Lots of famous Hollywood movies for years and years and years. Well, she's in trouble right now because she had the absolute gall, the temerity to say something negative about Marvel. Now, that may be something innocuous in and of itself, but she apologized for saying that Marvel movies are bad now.
I wish that she apologized satirically, but unfortunately, no, she fully bent the knee to Marvel. So in a recent interview at Comic-Con, they asked her, what phase is Marvel in right now? And we'll just play the video and let you know what she said.
It's the most harmless thing you've ever heard in your entire life. Here we go.
What phase is Marvel in right now?
Bad.
No. What phase is Marvel in right now?
Feels like all of them.
Transitional?
It's funny how no one knows.
No, okay, so that's what that was all she said.
That's literally all she said, is that Marvel is in a bad phase right now, which is objectively true.
But you should give some backstory, because there is whole drama backstory to this because of Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, so Jamie Lee Curtis has had a friendly competition with Marvel since 2022, back when Everything Everywhere All at Once was coming out. It was releasing in theaters within weeks of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Both of these movies were playing with the multiverse idea, the concept, and she just felt like they did it better. So she started a playful war between the two movies. She proclaimed that her movie was superior. But later on, she clarified in an interview, I have nothing against Marvel as an entity. I've seen a lot of Marvel movies, but what I was talking about with Everything Everywhere All at Once, it was a little movie that could, and we were able to tell a multiverse story that really touched people. It doesn't have to be a Marvel movie in order to be a spectacle and to really move you. And she did admit that she was trying to stir up friendly competition between the movies. And when asked if she would ever join the MCU herself, she said that she, of course, would. She wasn't going to say no if they offered her a role. But I would find it hard to imagine that Marvel's going to figure out something to do with a 64-year-old woman. And I'm afraid if I do a Marvel movie, they're going to stick dots all over me and make me act by myself in a warehouse somewhere.
No, they put Susan Sarandon in all the... they put her in Blue Beetle. They plenty of actresses that are older.
But she wasn't in Marvel, right?
No.
It was just DC for her.
No, or it was who was the bad guy? Somebody will remember this. Who was the bad guy in Defenders? In the Marvel Defenders series. Anyways, the point being here is, like, look, maybe this is the difference between men and women, and not even truly the difference between men and women in Hollywood, because they all seem to be very, very low T, right? Like, men appreciate competition, and the idea of friendly competition isn't something you should apologize for.
Well,
like,
especially
believing your movie is the best is exactly what you should think.
Mm-hmm. And it did really well, so good for them. But what did Ryan Reynolds...
It was Sigourney Weaver in Defenders. So Sigourney Weaver is no spring chicken. Susan Sarandon is no spring chicken. They found roles for them.
What did Ryan Reynolds say in response to Jamie Lee Curtis?
Who?
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, yeah. So Ryan... He responded to this and said, wait, is everyone expected to apologize for slamming Marvel post-Endgame?
Well, I guess that would include him.
His whole movie was making fun of Marvel post-Endgame.
Yeah, so I guess a lot of people were really angry and offended that Jamie Lee Curtis just did that subtle jab at Kevin Feige. So she posted a full, sincere apology.
Notes app apology.
Like, not even joking. She was so serious when she typed this out. My comments about Marvel were stupid, and I will do better. I've reached out to Kevin Feige and will no longer play in that mud-slinging sandbox of competition we call the internet, nor will I engage in the toilet paper promotion or gameplay that is designed for clicks, not content or conversation. JLC.
Here's the thing. There's a reason why in the late 90s there was a huge wrestling boom, and that's because WCW and WWF were both vying for #1, and there was heavy competition between the two and a lot of mudslinging, and people loved it because it forces you to actually do better. Not say you'll do better, but actually be better by having to rise to the occasion with the competition. If you believe that Everything Everywhere All at Once is the superior movie to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, you should not have to apologize for that, you freaking weirdo.
I mean, I think she should have doubled down, but she walked it back so fast it could give her whiplash.
Exactly.
Like, I just can't imagine being that psychologically weak to apologize for something so innocuous.
Like this is not your opinion on transgenderism while being a Hollywood celebrity.
Yeah.
This is not something that's a huge hot take. Also, this is not an actress who has to worry about where her next paycheck is going to come from. She doesn't have to worry about pleasing everyone so that she can make sure that one day she gets the Kevin Feige paycheck. She's fine.
It's also the perfect example of it's funny because it's true. And a lot of people have been saying that the MCU is doing terribly for a long time, but it's nice to hear someone who's in the same industry admitting that that's common knowledge and just throwing it out there and not caring about the backlash because she's able to do that. Unfortunately, she just doesn't have a spine.
Has an opinion once, fucking dies.
Literally, like we saw that meme about Moist Critical yesterday and died, but it's literally that. Like you cannot stand on business on anything.
Like
apologizing for saying the truth is just crazy to me.
Also, it's crazy because like she's old.
She needs to take a lesson in like
get off the internet. You're old.
The J.K. Rowling school of not giving an F about literally anyone's opinion about you.
Yeah.
Like she could learn a thing or two. I would think by her age.
Oh, her and given J.K. Rowling's views on transgenderism, she and J.K. Rowling don't agree on much.
Sure, I mean they don't have to agree about gender ideology, but the least that J.K. Rowling could teach Jamie Lee Curtis is to have a little bit of a spine.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
This is actually like baby's first hot take. Like,
seriously,
it's the safest hot take you could ever have.
Has she never gotten criticized for an opinion in her life? She's been in the public eye for decades, and this never happened before. I hate the
difference is
stereotypical like notes app apology that's like, I'm going to learn, I'm going to grow, and I'm going to do better.
Which nobody's ever actually meant in their entire life, not once. The other thing is like, look, she has strong opinions. She has a trans child, so she has strong opinions on that. She's never going to apologize for that because she believes that the people who disagree with her on that are evil, right? It just proves that she thinks very highly of the people at Marvel, or at least the people within the Hollywood mainstream. So she's going to apologize so that she's not ostracized, even tangentially, by their like weird online sycophants.
Yeah.
Which is what? It's people with anime profile pictures or Captain Marvel stan accounts telling you that it's bad that you criticized Marvel. But to be fair, this goes both directions. Like, okay, whenever people like tell you that Marvel isn't, we're going to talk about Robert Downey Jr. And whenever people say, shut up, you're paid what you're worth, because, you know, he brings in this much of the box office to say, here come the losers standing for billionaires or standing for rich people. But then on the other side of the aisle, whenever somebody's like, actually, I liked She-Hulk and you're just a douche, they're like, look at you standing for Disney. So every side likes to play this argument where it's the bad thing to stand up for the corporation.
I'm just looking at her socials right now, and I don't see a single thing about, like, I don't see a single negative comment talking about her dissing Marvel. I think it was just totally made up out of thin air, and possibly she had like her PR team tell her to do that, but I don't see any comments about that. You know, she's about to face a lot of people's opinions when Borderlands comes out.
Yeah.
She's in that along with Kate Blanchett,
Kevin Hart
as well, and all these people. Like, I don't know. Can you handle anyone having a negative opinion about you?
It's like how far you've fallen from Everything Everywhere All at Once to Borderlands.
Yeah, that sucks.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.